Every 2 months, at least one new pest or disease from all over the world arrives and becomes established just in Southern California. Many of these global hitchhikers do not survive for long, but a few are able to reproduce and spread without any of the predators or limitations to keep them in check. Hi, my name is Renee Russo, and I'm a California girl. I love the West. I love the mountains and the deserts, but most of all, I love our beautiful oak trees. But there's a new pest in town, and we could potentially lose every tree that we have. It would change the face of Southern California. It's terrifying. The devastation and death of over 80,000 oak trees caused by the gold-spotted oak borer in San Diego County is just one example of the impact these new threats can have.
We're very lucky. We have with us Tom Coleman. He's an entomologist with U.S. Forest Service, and he has been very much involved. I believe you actually found gold-spotted oak borer the first time?
Found it, worked on it many years. This is the exit hole of the adult beetle. Right here, here. If you look a little bit more, you can see the densities. All the red is gold-spotted oak borer exit holes. In all its glory. This is the adult. You'll probably never see the adult. This is something, basically shows you all the injury symptoms, and was very diagnostic about this species, is when the adult leaves the tree, it has a very nice D shape. So if you didn't get one, pass it around. If you visit www.gsob.org, I believe it's on your card. You can get this on that site.
Recently, local scientists have found a new type of ambrosia beetle called the polyphagus shot-hole borer. Originally from Africa or Southeast Asia, this tiny insect carries a fungus from tree to tree as it burrows into the bark to lay eggs. The fungus not only provides food for the larva, but can spread into the host tree, and in the case of oaks, kills it.
When a tree dies, if you cut that tree down and give it to your neighbor who has an oak woodland across town, you are really helping the problem to be dispersed at a rate which we will not be able to deal with. If we can stop firewood movement, we think we can pretty much successfully stop an awful lot of the problems, at least for this period of time when we may be able to find some solutions.
So I'm sitting here in my little oak woodland with the one and only Rosie Daggett, who does so much for Southern California and has so many titles. I'm going to let you tell them exactly what you do.
Well, one of my jobs is as a certified arborist, but that's part of the whole picture, because as a senior conservation biologist for the Resource Conservation District of the Santa Monica Mountains, I get to look not only at how important oak trees are, but how they fit into the picture and contribute to the overall health and well-being of our local Southern California landscape.
Now, I know, Rosie, that you said that there were, is it 80,000 trees that are dead now in...
Right, so in the San Diego County area, we had a major infestation of the gold-spotted oak borer. And since about 2008, 80,000 trees have had to be removed as a result of being killed by that borer. And it gets transported from place to place by moving firewood. From the dead trees that are taken down, they have the larvae in them, they get taken to another place, and that's where the new infestation begins. But that's only one part of the problem. This new polyphagus shot-hole borer not only attacks our oaks and kills it, but it hits 200 different species of trees. So it's really a whole landscape changer, because all of our street trees, many of our urban landscape trees, in addition to all of our natural wildland trees, are all at risk with this new borer. So what we really need is eyes on the ground. We know that it's already established and set up in the Pasadena, Altadena area as of now. The Huntington Library and Botanical Garden has been devastated by this.
Wait a minute, the Huntington Gardens?
Trees that are infected with shot-hole borer stink. And fortunately, one of the UCR grad students who is out nailed it. Thanks to Danny Wang, we have it pegged as dried squid. Again, sycamore, you're mostly looking for staining on the stems. If you cut one of those holes open, this is what you will find. You can see a very small entry-exit hole. Yes, they are the same thing. We don't know why yet, but the entry hole has a black rim around it. That's a pretty solid identification that there is shot hole borer activity. And then you can see immediately around that is wood discoloration. So out here we've got normal colored wood, and in here this is discolored, and that's the fusarium starting to work on the wood.
They found that several of their sycamore trees were infested a year ago.
Sycamore trees as well?
Sycamores, maples, box elders, avocados.
But that is the face of Southern California. Our sycamores and our oaks, that is California. So there is a potential that we could lose all these trees.
Yes. At this point in time, we don't have any tools in our toolbox to control this thing. The only tool we have and the only hope we have is containment. So if we can find the trees that are currently infected and we can take care of those trees, probably by removing them, and making sure that the firewood that's generated from those removed trees doesn't get transported anywhere else, then hopefully we can keep it in a small area. And they're really tiny, tiny little bugs. They can't fly very far. If we don't move the wood, then they shouldn't be able to get very far. So that's our best hope.
Rosie, thank you so much for everything that you've done, and I'd like to thank all the arborists and people that are out there in the field helping us to get this under control, and I just hope that we can, because we've lived with these beautiful oak trees for thousands of years, and it would be devastating to lose them. It would be a game changer for generations to come.
We need your help to save the trees.
At this point, you're probably wondering how to protect your oaks and our oak woodlands from the shot hole borer and other pests. There are a few things you can do. A good place to start is our Southern California Oak Pests website, ucanr.org/SoCalOakPests, with information and links about the gold-spotted oak borer, the polyphagus shot hole borer, and other pests. Help educate your friends, neighbors, and community leaders about these pests. So there's some bore holes in here, but they're too big to be shot hole borer. So it should be all right. Yep. Good. Don't move firewood in and out of your local area. Before you buy firewood, ask where it came from. When you buy or collect firewood while on camping trips, burn it or leave it all behind. Burn it where you bought it. You can find more information at don'tmovefirewood.org. Work with your local firewood providers to make sure that they know about these pests and the threats they pose, so that they can be on the lookout for untreated wood from infected areas. Learn what to look for and report your observations. You can report possible infections through our websites, and soon you can download our new phone app. It's important to document where the pest is now and where it is not. At those websites, you can also find resources like our gold-spotted oak borer identification card. If you think your trees are infected with an insect pest, contact a certified arborist, forester, or your local agricultural commissioner's office. Your local fire department can help you find a forester. If you have an infected tree, these agencies can tell you how to dispose of the wood safely so that you don't spread the pest. Please follow their recommendations. Finally, become an advocate for your trees. Contact your local homeowners association or elected representatives to talk to them about how to develop responsible regulations for firewood and infected trees. With your help, we can preserve California's oak woodlands for future generations.